fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
It's now official with the movie being released, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's characters are part of the MCU. What a time that we live in, truly. After pushbacks, push forwards, announcements that I will never forget.
But we did have one idea. Hey Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
And insane hype, Deadpool 3, or Deadpool and Wolverine, is finally here.
Thank you, Kevin Feige.
Love you, Kevin Feige. Thank you, MCU.
Let's find out whether or not my most anticipated film of the year was worth it, or not. We're going to do this how we did it with No Way Home almost 3 years ago. First non-spoilers and then spoilers. So just briefly, the film is absolutely hilarious. Most of the jokes landed for me and the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman is perfect. They really don't miss a beat as their characters. Action-wise, the film is really solid, and Emma Corrin also gives an eerie performance as Cassandra Nova. In fact, all performances were great, cameos included. Without spoiling them, they all appear longer than a short scene, and that was really nice to see. Now yeah, the film is not perfect. There are a couple scenes where you can tell that they're on a volume, which is mostly the opening, and towards the end, but otherwise it's mostly immersive. And sometimes it feels like that Ryan is speaking too fast and it can sound unnatural at times and feel off. The pacing also feels a little off because of this at times. It's of course nothing terrible, but it's not helped by the occasional quick spoken line. But I feel that's all I can say without spoilers, and most of the good stuff is spoilers, including the heart of the movie. So let's get into spoilers, and starting with the story. Deadpool is recruited by the TVA to join the Sacred Timeline to save it at some point down the line, which hopefully means Ryan Reynolds will get to play this character one more time in an Avengers film perhaps, because they don't specify what that thing is. But Paradox says he's going to eliminate Deadpool's timeline while he's in the Sacred Timeline because Logan, the anchor being of his universe, had died in Logan, meaning the universe would die out over a couple thousand years. But Paradox wants to do it with a MacGuffin called a Time Ripper in 72 hours to show the TVA how more efficient they can be. So Deadpool tries to replace Logan with the worst Wolverine, who happens to be wearing the yellow suit. That only took 20 fucking years. And then they're both sent to the Void, where they have to try and get back to save Wade's world. And there they encounter Cassandra Nova and others, which we'll get to in a second. Wade starts off just wanting to be important and realizes nothing's more important than his world of 9 people, doing anything to save them, including lying to Wolverine about fixing the mistakes he made in his world. This version of Logan goes on a journey of becoming a hero again, confronting his past of letting his world's X-Men die and becoming a hero again because of his mistakes. As B-15 says, his past made him the man who did it, which is save the world. If we let our past define us, then we can't be who we're meant to be. It's how we react to it after that matters most. And he wears the fucking cowl. Oh, it's beautiful. I had the biggest smile on my face when he reaches back and pulls it over his face. And to Madonna as well. It was honest to God perfect. And that epic emotional version of Like a Prayer as they save the world and Hugh's shirt explodes to reveal that body, I was in tears. The emotional core of this film is so strong, and it's helped on by Madonna's amazing song, which you have to hear in the cinema. It's beautiful. Before we get into the joyous cameos, I just want to make a couple nitpicks. First, this makes the Fox Universe timeline even more confusing, because it implies Logan died in the same universe as the other X-Men films and Deadpool, which doesn't make sense because Logan was meant to be set in an alternate universe and also in the future. Also then, Deadpool and Wolverine is set in 2024, 6 years after the second Deadpool film, and Logan is in 2029. So isn't Logan still alive in Deadpool's universe at that time, if they're meant to be in the same universe? So would there be 2 Logans at that point in time walking around Wade's universe, which is 10005, I think? Also, B-15 says that they fixed the universe by saving it to Like a Prayer, but what exactly caused that to happen? Either Paradox was shit-talking to Wade about the anchor being, or the new Logan being in the universe fixed it? I mean, Hugh Jackman would fix all my problems too. It's just something to think about. Now, these cameos are a true tribute to the Fox era of all Marvel films, and it was really beautiful. Plus, obviously, other films that included Ryan Reynolds in Marvel. Let's talk Wolverines first. Okay, first of all, there's a short, comic-accurate height Logan with Hugh Jackman being edited to be about 4 foot tall, and this made me laugh my head off. There's a few others, brown and yellow Wolverine fighting the Hulk, and Henry Cavill as Logan, and the credits have him listed as Cavalrine in the credits. That's just really funny. Deadpool even makes a joke about how Marvel treat him better than DC in regards to what happened with him and Superman. Obviously, there's Sabretooth, who is in the trailer, but then our first major one, Chris Evans returns to his role of Johnny Storm. It's funny because Deadpool thought he was Captain America at first and was so confused when he said Flame On instead of Avengers Assemble. Plus, the running gag of people blaming him for Johnny's death and then the credits scene proving Johnny did in fact say all of that stuff about Cassandra was hilarious, especially considering it's Chris Evans who played Cap and said language when Tony Stark said shit.
Shit! Language!
Wait a second. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language?
I know.
And for gosh sake, watch your language.
And then the Resistance group consisting of Daphne Team's return as X-23, which suggests Logan was still a separate timeline as she was the being that maybe the TVA deemed a higher purpose and then pruned their timeline like Paradox was going to do to Wade, and then she resisted and now she's in the void. Basically what happened to Wade happened to her. So was Logan in this timeline? Was it in a different timeline? It's just confusing. We also see Jennifer Garner's Elektra, Wesley Snipes' return as Blade, and Channing Tatum finally suits up as Gambit after having a film stuck in development hell 10 years ago. These were all great to see and nice that they served a small purpose in getting Wade home. And of course, the Deadpool corpse. Nice Paul was hilarious, and of course Dodpool is a gem. All the Deadpool variants were cool to see. Two major ones, Lady Paul of course played by Blake Lively, who most of us probably expected it to be, and Cowboy Deadpool played by Matthew McConaughey, which is just a mind-blowing cameo in my opinion. Like, how do you get him to do that? He does, in my opinion though, have the perfect voice for a cowboy Deadpool anyway. And that scene of Wolverine with the cowl on and Deadpool running through 100 Deadpools in a long take to Like a Prayer was amazing and absolutely gorgeous. And the ending with Logan staying in that universe and the final shot of the two masks was a beautiful ending to the film. But we're going to go back to non-spoiler conclusion. This film has great action, great performances, a messy story, but one that is filled with so much heart and so much love for the characters that it doesn't matter to me. As a film, it is not that good. There's some rushed filmmaking here and the narrative is a little messy, but it is so much fun and a true summer blockbuster in that sense. The film was 100% worth it. Go watch it, 9 out of 10. Let's fucking go!